her is kind of getting into like who she is within the boys. Like she's a unique character, so it's not lost that she has light powers, right? Like that's pretty obvious in the writing that they did for her, like why it had to be Starlight, right? Like she comes in here, we get there and she becomes the moral center, right? Like for the boys, she kind of does become the moral center. That's who she is, Annie January. Like she walks into it, I mean, think about it, man. Okay, she walks into Vought instantly, and like the corruption is all around her, right? Like this becomes her fight right off the bat. Depending on how you tell this look at the story, this is kind of Annie's story, right? This is actually how it would go. Like her actual mission was to go to this place of all this corruption and burn it out with her light, right? That's what you would think. And that's kind of, that's kind of the route that it goes. So she gets there, she comes from a small town environment, right? She's deeply, deeply, deeply religious. She's taught that superheroes are heroes. Not only that they're heroes, right? That they're also divine. So this ties a lot into just like who she is personally, how she feels, right? She's not going into it understanding that they're celebrities, right? That the corporate, how she didn't know this stuff because she was kind of on the young like pageant, I would have thought she would have got that stuff, but because clearly that would have been a part of what you're doing. So how she didn't really see that, but I guess no one saw the level of the branding and all that stuff, like what it eventually gets to, right? So she's training, she's using her power, she's thinking it's meant to help people, that this is like a gift from God, and God wanted them to do this stuff, and she believes this is her dream. She gets a place in the seven. She's like, this is what I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to represent everything that I believe about helping people and being all Christy and all that stuff and bringing that to the seven. She's supposed to elevate every cause that she's been advocating for her entire life. She becomes a world famous superhero and she's the Starlight, right? But then she gets there and it's a whole different reality, right? Like the Vought is a whole different reality. Immediate sexual assault, right? I mean, like immediately, like, hey, this is Annie. Everybody, Annie. That's such. Bam, bam, bam. Okay, well, we'll leave it. We'll leave you to it, right? Immediately after that, sexual assault. So that just kind of lets you know like what she walks into. So we get that, like that arrival, that moment right there. It's raw. It's like it's raw. It's one of the rawest moments. And like I said, man, if you were into the show, read the comic book, man. Like you can get it on Kindle if you have Amazon. It's included. I'm pretty sure it's included in your whatever, your monthly subscription. You can get books on there too, right? So check it out because like the intro scene there is way rawer than even what we get in the show, right? Like you gotta hit that moment, man. You gotta like get that moment and really, really feel it because the shock is huge, right? So she gets a shocking moment that now we're challenging like institutions. We're challenging what her dream is. So she has a real moment where she's like wrestling with these two worlds ultimately colliding together, right? Like this is where Annie January is with it, right? Like it's not just corporation. This is corporate machine. This is media machine. We're changing. This is corporate influence. This is marketing departments. This is politics. Like there's politicians, there's generals there, military personnel, and you're just like on display. Like they got her on display. Get your ass out. Like, let's go. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you're forced into this. Like, literally, every aspect is forced into it because now you're part of this, like, celebrity empire. Like, she immediately jumps into it. And heroism is not only like secondary, it's not even secondary. It's probably not even on the list. Like, actual doing hero work, that's not even something that's going on down there, right? Like that's not what's happening. She probably was a bad fit for them to hire her in the first place, right? Because she actually wants to do this stuff. She actually wanted to be like, okay, I go out and I fight crime every day, and I'm legit about it. That's who she actually wanted to be. But clearly, these guys are like, yeah, we're doing nothing at all that resembles anything like what you just said, right? So this is kind of where we start to see it. So she becomes like, so clearly right off the bat, Starlight is now like this idealist in this extremely cynical world. So we see like on a lot of levels, she's not obviously the strongest. She's not the strongest member. She's not the strongest one there. She's not the most famous. She's not even the most feared. Like all that stuff. Like she's a low man on the totem pole. In this, it's her idea of actual heroism is what's kind of revolutionary, right? Like she's another dose of it. Like I believe that connection that she had with Maeve was important, even though Maeve dissed her. Like Maeve was like, you look disgusting, right? Don't let him see you crying, you little whatever, right? But Maeve represented that ideology first coming in. Like Maeve came in. So I think that's something that we never really put that needs to be pushed back on her, because we kind of let Maeve walk away with like the superior thing, but like that was you too. Like you used to believe like that. And Annie kind of said it, like she kind of put it to her, like you were a person who believed really hardcore like that. So, that's what makes her revolutionary, is that she doesn't stop. She's very persistent. Like even when she gets down, and she's not able to go to her faith either. Like all that stuff gets taken away from her. So while she goes through the biggest challenge, right, that she's had in her life, everything that you would rely on is now, in question. Like, her relationship with her mother is in question. Her relationship with her faith is in question. All the stuff, like the institutions. So that's how you end up latching onto a weirdo like Huey and this group of terrorists that they call the boys, right? Because she's so taken out of her environment that she looks for and latches on to, like, pretty much, the safest branch that she can catch on the way down, right? So she's very different from all the Homelander. Like her thing is, she doesn't come there having really had trauma before. Like clearly with Homelander, your trauma started before you got to the Seven. Like you were part of Vought your entire life, so you've been traumatized like for way back. Like you deep on traumatization, right? Annie didn't really start catching trauma until she got to this point. So coming in, she is kind of different than everyone else. It would seem like Noor, I don't know what. Like by the time we get to seeing Noor, like man, your trauma is at like a red flag level. It seems like Maeve's trauma. It seems like Maeve had a messed up childhood too. I think Maeve kind of said something about having a jacked up childhood, but a lot of them are a mess before they get there. So she gets down there and she finds that like everybody's just off the hook. Like the Deep is all about acceptance and like sexual assault and all that. Black Noir is just like brain dead, just follows orders. Maeve has already been broken down like that. Like Maeve is already out of the hero business. She's purely in the show business at this point. Like they didn't beat it out of Maeve. Like they had already beat it out of Maeve. Like we saw that. So this is what she's coming into. So she gets angry. She makes mistakes within what she's doing. She gets disillusioned, right? She compromises at times. Like she doesn't. Let me turn them on. I got a window AC for myself, man. Like that, man. This is the sound, right, baby. Got to do it, right? Otherwise, it's late night. It's like 12:30, and it's still hot out here. Okay, but anyway, so this is who she is. She gets fully disillusioned. So as a character, like you see the character arc of her really like going through, right? But yet we know there's something there because she is literally the symbol of light in the entire series, right? In the entire series, she represents light itself, purity itself, right? That's who she's come with, personality. So this is kind of like the symbolism of light. Literally, is what she produces. Light is truth. Light is exposure, right? It's revelation. So she comes in representing this in a place that's just like riddled with like secrets and corruption, right? So it's kind of odd that they would pick that character. So there's kind of this like assumption that they don't even feel like they can be challenged. Like everyone who comes in is prone to be corrupted in the same way that they're all corrupt down there. That's kind of what they come in with it. Like by bringing someone here, I'm like, she's not vetted for what you guys want to do. She doesn't fit the profile of someone who would make the Seven, right? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but I guess that's the totality of it. Like, if I have a criminal organization, like this is what we are. I'm not looking for someone that's actually morally good, knowing that I then need to corrupt that person. Like, I'd rather get somebody who was already like, you're already morally questionable, right? Like, I'd rather get a morally questionable person, Right? Okay, I was off screen there. I'd rather get a morally questionable person already and slide them into this scenario because it's a lot less resistance. And she did end up getting you guys, like bringing her in there. She spied on you guys. Like you guys lost out a lot by allowing her into your inner circle like you did. It's 100% bad operation of your criminal organization. You really need to vet, but I think they just got to the point that they were able to corrupt everyone. That's where you make those blind spots, and you let, like, Starlight should not have been the profile of someone that you brought into the boys, right? It's like, and that's what she ends up doing, like, throughout the series. She's literally the one exposing Vought, exposing corruption. Like, she's a gap between image and reality, and that's the whole thing. Of course, she's going to shine a light. And she light reveals, light uncovers, light exposes what was in the darkness, right? Like, that's exactly what she does. Her power is a metaphor for her role. So she fits that. Like, that's the whole thing. It really clicks that thing together. And by bringing that in there, she would expose all the corruption that's at Vought. That's bad management on Vought. That is bad asset management on Vought Industries. That you were so, again, but that's who you guys are. You're so absolute in your corruption that you can't even imagine people who are still very righteous, where that stuff's not going to fly. Like, not everyone's going to be like, yeah, I'm just going to let this ride. Like, not everyone. You guys have gotten a lot of people, but they start kind of normalizing who they are. So that's why the audience connects with her, because, like, their power, most superheroes, your power fantasies. You're if I get some powers, this is what I would be doing. She's different because, like, her struggle isn't even about defeating the villains. It's about maintaining an identity within an environment that's designed to destroy exactly her, right? It's like what they wanted to do was introduce the purest thing into this corrupt system and corrupt that thing. That's where they really were with her, right? So we see a lot of that. That's how she. So how does she survive? How does a good person survive in an absolutely corrupt environment? That's the real battle that she fights. It manifests itself in Homelanders, but it's not really, like, she's fighting against a whole lot more than just Homelander. He's simply the manifestation, and the other soups, like, again, like, you're gonna get tested day one. Like, you're gonna walk in here and they're gonna put some D in your mouth and just, like, test you out, and then stand in your face and be like, yeah, what? Remember, after it happens, Deep is like, yeah, what? Just, get over it. Like, it just happens. You just gave me some head, right? That's all it was. I mean, to him, that's really what it was. So she walks into it as a character. Like, there's a lot. There's a lot on this character. There's a lot, like, development that goes in that. And like I said, the best thing is that, like, and I think a lot of them more your powers are partially manifestations for who you are, but hers really fits, like, what her role is, what she does, what she